All right, greetings. This is Professor Griff. And of course, this is Arm the Masses right here on Black Power Media Reloaded. Chi Frazier, what's good with you? All right, you good? All right. Mona Trope, walaikum salam. All right. Yes, it's a beautiful day and time that we live in. Different things are happening around the world, especially in New York. And that's what I want to talk about tonight on this show. We're going to be talking about Mandani. He wins. So the question is now asked, Black people, what y'all going to do? All right, Black people, what y'all going to do? That's going to be the question tonight. All right, so as these races are happening across the country and people are getting in place to do their thing, you still have to center yourself in this world of politics. I want to give a special shout out to Oya. And it's a beautiful thing when you find people that are being their true, authentic self, and then at the same time allow you to be your true, authentic self, regardless of the religion, regardless of the politics, regardless of what's being said on and off line. I think everyone needs to kind of take stock. I think I could use that language. Take stock into to this whole concept of allowing people just to be themselves and then accept them for who they truly are. But you can't accept them for who they are if you're not allowing them to be who they are, if that makes any sense. All right. Well, anyway, let's dive into this subject. And I just wanted to say that to just kind of let people know, because when we start talking about concepts, ideas that we may borrow from someone else because we've heard it someplace else, no one understand we still operate in a certain frequency. All right. I said on Monday night when someone came at me with the religious thing about Jesus, and I had to pause and stop and let people know that if you deal with Jesus as a frequency, then you can understand it a lot better. So how about if we stop and take stock into this whole idea of love as a frequency and a vibration, and you can raise the vibrational pitch of it, or you could just let it sit there and be stagnant. All right. I'd rather raise the vibrational pitch of our thinking into the mind of the Creator, and then help you elevate your love frequency into your higher vibration so you can tap into the higher self. I think with that and dealing with love as a frequency, I think we can then look at this whole idea of of people not being able to eat because benefits are being taken from them, and those benefits they were using to actually feed their babies. So for grown ass men to come online making fun of Black women, where's your love? You come from a Black woman, you have a Black mama. So for you to position yourself and do these kind of things, you absolutely have no compassion. You understand what I'm saying? So either you haven't been taught these things, or deeper than that, you need to be taught these things. But I'm going to leave that right there so we can dive into this subject. Anyway, yeah. So with that said, hold on, let me get this camera situation straight. Hold on. Don't go nowhere. Better camera right here. All right. I think I could deal with this camera better. Let's see. I think that camera is better. A little crooked, a little crazy, but I think I can deal with it. Anyway, let's talk. All right. Hold on. Let me get back to where I was at. And then let's kind of go and let's see what Mamdani is talking about. If you don't know who I'm talking about, the mayoral race in New York City was won by Zohran Mamdani. Do the research on him, but he is not getting the vast majority of the votes simply because the smear campaign that was done to him, but he prevailed. He showed up, showed out, talked to the masses of the people, that weren't going and believing the hype, and he did the damn thing. But from this day forward, black people, what y'all gonna do? All right. It's cool to win, but now what's going to happen? All right. There's nothing wrong with centering yourself, because if you voted for him, then what do you expect from him for your vote? All right. They're going, the smear campaign has been on. When you start talking about sicking the media on someone, yeah, the media is a powerful tool. People will change their damn religion before they change what they hear on. They'd rather believe the media before they believe the damn Bible. All right, so you have to look at that and take that into account, that a quote unquote foreign individual, foreigner, have came in and won the mayoral race in New York City. That's kind of like unheard of. But the vast majority of people are there from other places, if you understand what I'm saying. All right, Ice Queen X09, walaikum salam. Guy, peace. How you feel, good bro? You good? Making some things happen, Gas Tactical. All right, let's play this.
Taking this city back from corrupt politicians and the billionaires that fund them. Let our words ring out so loud tonight that Andrew Cuomo can hear them in his $8,000 a month apartment.
Ooh,
Let them ring so loud so that he can hear us even if he's in Westchester this evening. Let them ring so loud that his puppet master in the White House hears us.
Woo. Wow. To say that Donald Trump is the puppet master for the former mayor, what does that say to all the other mayors that's not responsible for a great, I'm not saying good, I'm saying great. If you don't know the difference, do yourself a favor and look up the word great. Great doesn't mean good. Anyway, a great city like New York, you tend to think when people say great, they say, oh, he likes New York, it's good. No. I was born and raised in New York, and what I've seen New York become because of politicians, it's ugly. But let's dive back into this.
New York is not for sale. Together, New York, we're going to freeze the. Together, New York, we're going to make buses fast and. Together, New York, we're going to deliver universal. We will make our city one where every person who calls it home can live a dignified life. Yesterday, Andrew Cuomo laughed and agreed when a radio host said that I would cheer another 9/11. I want to speak to the memory of my aunt. Who stopped taking the subway after September 11th because she did not feel safe in her hijab. More than 1 million Muslims in this city existing all while being made to feel as if we are guests in our own home. No more.
I look forward to being a mayor for every single person that calls this city home.
And I think that statement right there kind of sums it up. He looked forward to being the mayor for everyone. Growing up in New York, it was so much. Oh, man. I mean, everything from the gangs, everything from just growing up. When I say gangs, I'm talking about Irish and Italian and Jewish gangs in New York. And just the whole idea of politicians kind of getting their way, and payola was happening on every level. And it's so damn corrupt. It's almost like If you weren't corrupt, you were in the process of being corrupted. And you thought that was just the way things went in New York. It's crazy. It was crazy. But so someone is coming along and saying he wants to be the mayor for everyone. Yeah, that's problematic in and of itself. I'm not saying it's problematic, but it's problematic for those people who want to just make sure everything goes as smoothly as they want it to go. And they're not including everyone, Zohran Mandani. They're not including everyone. So Mamdani, put a wall of protection around you on a spiritual level. Make sure you do that. And then on a physical level.
Not just those who voted for me in the Democratic primary, not just those that vote for me in this general election, but all 8.5 million New Yorkers. And that includes Jewish New Yorkers who may have concerns or opposition to the positions that I've shared about Israel and Palestine. You will hear from Andrew Cuomo about his experience as if the issue is that we don't know about it. The issue is that we have all experienced your experience. The issue is that we experienced you taking a $5 million book deal while you sent seniors to their deaths in nursing homes. The issue...
Yeah, and that was in a debate. So he came with guns blazing. Yeah, so some of us still have relatives in New York. I know, I do. Some of us still have family members. Some of us still have friends. Some of us have people that we know that love New York and they are not leaving. With what I see happening in New York, even with the weather, it's like, yeah. So I have to ask the question, listening to him, growing up in New York, still having family and friends in New York, I have to ask the question, Black people, what y'all gonna do? Like, and if you hear the way I'm saying it, kind of poetic, I'm saying it that way because that's the way the last poets asked us in their poem, their spoken word piece. Black people, what y'all gonna do? Black people, what y'all gonna do? Will the real Black people please stand up? All right, it's going to take for us to come together on a community level, on a collective political level, and just coming together, period, and putting aside this diaspora wars, putting aside the gender wars that's been manufactured and put among us for us to keep this bickering and arguing going. Yeah, so let's finish listening.
Is that we experienced you cutting funding for the MTA to send money to upstate ski resorts. The issue is that we saw you give $959 million in tax breaks to Elon Musk. The issue is your experience.
I, like many New Yorkers, am hopeful that this ceasefire will hold. I'm hopeful that it is durable. I'm hopeful that it is just. And for it to be just, we also have to ensure that it addresses the conditions that preceded this. Conditions like occupation, like the siege, and apartheid.
See, he speaks, and he speaks to the people, already knowing what these other people have the power in New York to do. And y'all know who I'm talking about. Let's just be clear. Some people have an issue with my raspiness in my voice and the way I kind of put things. Because if I say certain names of certain groups or certain people or certain whatever, you tend to get your panties in a bunch. But can I ask you a question? Because I know you're listening. If not now, when? If not me, then who? Talk to me. You're not going to say it because you don't have the heart to say it. So why not me? Why not me 20 years ago when I said it and you weren't listening? So if not now, then when? So you never going to say it because you want to play it safe. What is it that you're protecting? You remind me of these flunkies, these conservatives that don't even know what the hell they're conserving. But anyway, let's not go off on a tangent. Let's talk.
Eric Adams dropped out of the mayor's race yesterday. And a lot of the focus has been on the question of the impact it may have on Election Day, what it means for the horse race. And what it loses sight of is that for New Yorkers who are struggling to afford the most expensive city in the United States of America, nothing has changed.
If nothing has changed and New York is the most expensive place to live, you would almost want to ask not only the people that's living there, but yourself, why are people still living in New York City when rent is like, he mentioned earlier that Cuomo is paying $8,000 a month. What kind of job do you have to have in 2025 to pay between $5,000 and $8,000 a month? You ever see them apartments in New York? I used to live in one. Are y'all? Right now, I'm in my basement in the studio. And if I put like a little kitchenette over there and a bathroom over there, this room that I'm in is bigger than most apartments in New York. Yeah. No.
Andrew Cuomo is Donald Trump's choice to be the next mayor of this city. Today's news that the White House is considering job offers for Eric Adams and Curtis Sliwa, it is not news that carries meaning because of any impact it will have on this race. We feel just as confident as we did yesterday that we will win this race in November. This is, however, about an affront to our democracy. An affront to what makes so many of us proud to be Americans. That we choose our own leaders, not that they get to pick themselves.
I would implore you to look into the science of governing people, which is the definition for the term politics. Some of these politicians are groomed early on. Yeah. I'm talking about on the 6th grade level. I'm talking about on the 4th grade level. Their parents are being given certain privileges and certain access. All right. And yeah, and they groom their children for positions that await them if they stick to the script. And you know what script I'm talking about. Mamdani is not doing that, or else he would go along with everyone else and what they're going along with, and he's not.
Not that they get to be picked by the President of the United States. We are standing in front of Federal Plaza, the very site where New Yorkers are being stolen, whether from their families, their friends, or from the city that they call home. It is at this very site that we understand the cost of this news, that former Governor Cuomo has been conspiring with President Trump about the fate of this city, about the future of this city, about the facts of this race. It is knowledge that is a betrayal of everything that we stand for as New Yorkers. Last November, New York City saw some of the biggest shifts towards Donald Trump of anywhere in the country. Much of it took place in working class and immigrant neighborhoods. A few days after the election, we went to Hillside Avenue in Queens and Fordham Road in the Bronx, not to lecture, but to listen. And what we heard was a desire to bring down the cost of living.
That's an interesting concept. They don't go to lecture people. They went to listen. A friend of mine said that to me a little bit earlier today, that this idea of just kind of listening, she was basically telling me that, you know, men weren't listening. If you would kind of listen, then you would know that I'm not going to A, B, C, and D, and I'm not doing these things because I think the concept that he's bringing up, the idea of not lecturing people, but listening to people to see what people really truly want. And I think the platform that he developed and that he's running on is freezing the rent, healthcare, and just basic essential things that you need to survive in the most expensive city in the United States of America, New York City.
That was our focus, and many of those voters came back. The headline is clear. We can win back voters many have written off if we give them something to vote for, not just tell them what to be against. Conventional wisdom says the left can only win low turnout elections. We rewrote the rule book by, get this, talking to New Yorkers. Politics in this city won't ever be the same, and it's all thanks to you. The next chapter begins today, New York. In the words of Nelson Mandela, it always seems impossible until it is done.
It always seems impossible until it is done, and it's done. He's going to be sworn in as the next mayor in New York City, and yeah, let's see what happens. All right. Any questions, any comments, any statements? Let's talk, family. I didn't plan on staying here long. It's just, yeah. But anyway, let's talk. Let me see. All right. Shout out to everyone that's joining me this evening. I really appreciate that. Shout out to Kalanji Chavachanga for allowing us to operate on this platform. Black Power Media Reloaded. All right. Of course, we had to change the date, not this Sunday. We was going to do When the Shit Hits the Fan 3 this Sunday, but yeah, I'm going to be in Detroit this Sunday. So if you're anywhere near Detroit, I will be in the day, as I'm always in Detroit. That's nothing new. But and then later on, I think the week after, I might be headed up to Greensboro, North Carolina. But they said, well, why are you in Detroit? I'm gonna put it up on the screen if I can. Send it to my Mac Mini. Nope. Send it to my MacBook Pro. Yes. Metro Detroit Record Show. If you are familiar with Metro Detroit Record Show, I'm going to be at the Metro Detroit Record Show. All right. That's on Sunday. Monogam Banquet Center, 19801 Farmington Road, Lavanya, Michigan. Maybe sound like it could be 25, 30 minutes out of the city of Detroit from downtown. All right. I've been all over Michigan, rocking with Khalid El Hakim for the last 20 years. It's just, yeah, people started to ask me, "Can you live here now?" I'm like, nah, I don't, but yeah, always in Detroit. Shout out to Dr. Khalid El Hakim, Black History 101 Mobile Museum. All right. I'm trying to pull the flyer up into the, but let me finish. Sunday, November 9th, 2025, Metro Detroit Record Show. Just look up Metro Detroit Record Show and I will be there signing records, signing albums, talking to the people. Khalid has a booth there, so we're going to make it happen. We're going to talk to some people. All right. Let me put it up on the screen so you can, right there. All right. Anyway, Detroit just elected the first female black mayor, period. Oh, wow. Thank you, Ryan. Really appreciate it. What is her name? So we can shout her out. What is her name? And if you're experiencing the other races that are going around the country, please chime on in and give us the results. So Detroit just elected the first black female mayor. All right. So to get in, it's cash only, not credit cards, not EBT, not food stamps, not SNAP, but just regular old cash. I remember for a period of time recently, man, I was like, man, I haven't touched money in a long time because everything is digital now. But anyway, early bird admission from 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. is $15. If you're under 17, you get to get in free. It's going to be a lot of vendors. It's huge. So if you're into wax, collecting wax, buying wax. Come on through to the Metro Detroit Record Show Sunday, November 9th. Your brother, Professor Griff, will be there. All right. Anyway. All right. Let me put the link in the chat in case you want to come on and talk about it. You asked, will there be one in Detroit, in Georgia? No. No, it won't be. I'm not sure what that means. Van G. Wild, 99th, 36, is the Democrats loading up on a small scale to take back over the White House. Okay, what does that mean? Shout out to Sir Jinx. What's good with you, Jinx? You good, bro? All right. When you say take back over the White House, what does that mean? So keep in mind, this is Arm the Masses with Professor Griff, brought to you by Black Power Media Reloaded and Serious Minds. So you have a different kind of listener that comes to listen to me over here. So when you say take back over the White House, let us know what you mean by that, because we're under the, not the assumption, because we don't assume like that. We're under the knowledge of the Democrat and the Republican Party are controlled by the same entities. Two wings of the same damn bird. They're the same people. All right. Those of y'all that want to pretend like they're not, good luck with that. New Detroit Mayor Mary Sheffield. Got it. Mayor Mary Sheffield. I guess this is supposed to be a derogatory statement. If it's not, Cooper Goddess 555, hit us up. Let us know if it's not. Get ready for them prayer bells 5 times a day starting at 5:30. What religion plays prayer bells? Can someone school me, educate me? This is the miseducation of Professor Griff. What religion plays prayer bells? The church plays prayer bells, but what does that have to do with Mamdani? Cooper Goddess 555. What does that mean? Is that supposed to be a jab to the ribs or to Muslim or to help me out? I'm new at this. Help me out. I'm learning. Help me out. Get ready for them prayer bells 5 times a day. So I think you're trying to say that Muslims ring bells 5 times a day to call the faithful to prayer? Is that what I'm getting? Maybe I'm reaching. Don't know. Let's move on. I'm in New York City. Disagree with his approach with Trump. Fight fire with fire doesn't seem like the best angle to approach him with his business in New York City. Not sure that approach will help their relationship. Oh, okay. All right. Camry Brown. Thank you, Camry. Ryan, yeah, it did sound like a jab. First of all, Cooper, whoever you are, Muslims don't ring bells. There's an actual voice that calls Muslims to prayer. It's called the Adhan. Different religions use different methods and means to call the faithful to prayer. I believe Hebrews or Jewish people use the ram horn. Christians use the church bell. Muslims use the human voice. Hinduism, Christianity, and Buddhism, they ring bells. Gotcha. Thank you very much for reminding me, Sean. I'm in a certain kind of spirit, so it almost slipped my mind. Sean Carter wants me to remind me to let y'all know that I released a single last night. It's up on Bandcamp, so if you could see the screen, please, please, please support the single I just dropped. It is called Amnesia. Didn't want to play it, Sean, but since you forced my hand, I will play the song for everyone. Thank you very much for reminding me. This is Professor Griff's single that I just released. It's on Bandcamp. Go to www.professorgriff.bandcamp. Hold on for a second. Let me find the cover and put the cover up so people can see what we're dealing with here. Shout out to all of those individuals, man, that supported me in kind of putting this single together. Thank you, Sean, for me bouncing ideas off of you. Oya, thank you very much. D. Boyd, man, thank you. Ernie, Ernster, thank you. All right. Hold on. So this is my single, Amnesia. All right. Why not the backwards? Why not the backwards cap? Today, yeah, I'm trying to get my my vegan _ Lady P on in the gym. So I wanted to kind of, when the hat is low like this in the gym, that means don't bother me. You understand what I'm saying? I'm shouting her out because I don't know where she got that Professor Griff shirt from that she wore, but she wore it. I was like, wow. Someone sent me a link and I popped on it and it was my song and she was wearing the shirt. So shout out to I think it's vegan _ Lady P. And a lot of nowadays I don't get that much play. You understand what I'm saying? So for her to do, there she is. There you go. Thank you very much. All right. So I'm shouting you out, vegan _ Lady P. Thank you very much. All right. I wish you could have chose this song, but you chose Where You At, which is cool. And just to let you know, Where You At was a Million Man March inspired song that I did, asking all of the black men that were not there at the Million Man March, if you weren't there, then where you at? It was 2 million of us out there. Where you at? So where you at? Anyway, this is Amnesia. I think. No, I think we can't do Amnesia like that. We have to do Amnesia like this.
Black betrayal. It is different when it's dressed in luxury labels and bought.
Thank you very much, vegan _ Lady P. Much love to you.
When you rise up on the shoulders of your people, then forget us for access and applause from others, that is not evolution. That is strategic amnesia.
Let me come rush the show, cause I doubt 911 a long time ago. See, sophisticated bitch, trick for the street, and now I can't trust it. Welcome to the terror dome, squad's the bomb, now let's get it on. I'm a rebel without a pause, too black, too strong, and I'm about to bring the noise. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? So we can get down. Get down. Amnesia. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? We can get down. Get down.
I need to get this on wax for real.
Black steel in the hour of chaos. She watch Channel Zero, hit when they say hot. What you saying? He got gaming? Motherfuckers cosplaying. They says, how low can you go? Damn. down in college, Garvey, Pico, Cabral, Sankara, Gaddafi. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? We will get down.
I need y'all to go to ProfessorGriff.bandcamp.com. Purchase the single. I'm doing a special show on this tomorrow.
It's harder than you think when you believe your own height. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? We will get down. Amnesia. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? We will get down. Amnesia. Hollywood burned. This place is a son of a bush. Left on a night train. Sold out. Bootleg intentional. Uncle said subliminal. Hazy shade of criminals. Yeah, and then you flipped on hip hop. Got to Arizona. What kind of power we got? Countdown, Armageddon, Bedlam, Griff. Fucking get the green, black, and red in. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? We can get down. Get down. Amnesia. Suckers' asses for Zionists to make cash. Selling death to the brother man instead of the other man. You wanna get down? You wanna get down? You wanna get down? We can get down. Get down. Amnesia.
All right.
Amnesia.
That was my song, Amnesia. I just released it last night. Go to www.professorgriff.bandcamp.com. Support it. So what I'm actually doing, which I'm going to do a show on tomorrow, is I put the instrumental and I put the acapella version up on Bandcamp. All right, for you to donate something. Okay. Download it, get it, do your own mix, put your own music to the acapella version. Send it to me, and if you want me to put it on the album that's coming out in 2026, let's make it happen. All right. So go to Bandcamp, download the acapella, make your own music to it, chop it up, do whatever you need to do, get it back to me, and let's make it happen. Is that cool? All right, cool. Shout out to Coach Contra, my man, my brother Eric. Peace, Eric. Really appreciate you, good bro. All right. Shout out to all those individuals, man, that are still, doing the damn thing, that's still waking up early in the morning, getting in shape. All right. One thing a friend of mine asked me to kind of mention is the fact that, if the SNAP benefits are not happening, and I just say, listen, everybody exercise their right to fast. Everybody exercise their right to kind of, come together, support one another. But don't support these companies and these individuals, especially in politics, that support an administration that's stopping the people from the basic essentials of life. People need to eat. People barely can afford food now. So for you shutting down the government and you taking away SNAP benefits and all these other things, how are people supposed to survive? Some of us are in a position to eat and eat well. All right. But some of us, man, I had a friend of mine today, seriously, no joke, eating peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for dinner. I can't laugh. I can't cry. I can't say anything to that. You know why? Because when we was growing up, I ate some cheese sandwiches, syrup sandwiches, some peanut butter and jelly, peanut butter with no jelly, jelly with no peanut butter and no bread. It's like, you have to survive it, man. You got to stay grounded. We got to support one another. I just want a slice of the vegan pizza. Yeah. Anyway, let's get centered and get back to the conversation. The name of the single is Amnesia. All right. All right. Okay. I think there's a saying from the Quran, or it might be from the Hadith. Do men think they'll be left alone on saying we believe and not be tried? If you know the Quran, can you tell me where that is in the Quran? I have a New York accent and I'm black. My language was stolen from me. So if I say Quran or you say Quran, you roll your tongue. If I'm not, I'm not. Okay. You know what I'm talking about. Okay. Okay. Go to your local mosque and get some old final calls and sell them. Huh? What does that have to do with what we're talking about, Ryan? Anyway. All right. Yeah. Last question. I'm really confused. Now it's Alex Jones. Right. They're setting up a new world order and are about to drop both borders. I'm not sure about that. Drake Cole, 2501. Between the gerrymandering and gentrification, the slice of the land to get the vote, slicing up the land to get the vote. Trump wants to try to run a third term, but his assault is on authoritarian and totalitarian police state. That's a lot to unravel and unpack, Drake Cole, but I think we could do it. We might. Yeah. Just the whole idea of gerrymandering and then coupled with gentrification proposals and issues simply because as they gentrify certain areas, they're still carving it up in order to stack the deck on one side of the aisle or the other. Blue side or the red side. Because of what Trump is doing, they might have party jumpers, I call them. People that are Republicans jumping over to the Democratic Party because, yeah. All right. All right, family. Good luck to Mamdani. The question still remains, black people, what y'all gonna do? What we gonna do? He's gonna get sworn in, and then now from January on, what are we gonna do? All right. He still has to answer to the people. All right. Okay. So when the shit hits the fan, 3 class that I'm doing, when the shit hits the fan, 3, I'm going to have to do on the 16th, November 16th. November 16th. So if you've already paid, you already had it on your list. Yeah, I could go for the do for self. Yeah. All right. So please jot that down. November 16th, when the shit hits the fan. We definitely need that right now. We need classes like that. All right. Shout out to all my soldiers in the field. You all know who they are. You are. I'd be breaking some kind of cardinal rule if I shouted y'all out and mentioned y'all. All right. Hold on. Okay. Love y'all to life, fam. I gotta get ready to get out of here. All right. All right. I made it through. Anyway, in the meantime, between time. Oh, come on, computer. Don't freeze up on me now. I'm trying to end the show and the computer want to freeze. All right. Just saying. All right. I guess the computer ain't going to let me do it. But anyway, I got to get out of here, fam. Guess I'm stuck with playing no music to end the show. Is it still freezing? Yeah, it's still freezing up on me. But sometimes I think these people remotely be controlling your computer. You understand what I'm saying? I think so. We'll look into that. Thank you very much, Sean Carter, for reminding me. I'm going to leave you all with Amnesia.
Black betrayal. It is different when it's
Peace.
dressed in luxury labels and bought with the coins of the community.